All right, guys, I am not gonna lie to you. Without Dad, this garage doesn't mean the same. Me and Dad put a lot of time out here, but yeah, I've been out here cutting a little bit of plywood. We've been doing quite a bit of work with the laser engraver, and that's been keeping me busy. Today is December 21st. It is the shortest day of the year, and I think I'm gonna start a project. I had one, I cut it down, I made another one, I gave it away, but this time we're gonna do it a little different. I don't have a whole lot of metal back here, but let's go see what I got. I'm gonna make a land drag. So as you can see in my yard, I had a couple of low spots here where I drive in and out all the time. We threw a little bit of dirt down with the skid steer, kind of spread it out, but it's still a little lumpy. So let's see what we got back here. Threw some dirt over there as well, and I still need some dirt here. We had one heck of a rainstorm, which I'm sure a lot of you guys did. This past weekend, it was a nor'easter, and man, I'll tell you, I didn't realize how low that corner was. You can see the debris laying in the yard. The entire corner of my yard was underwater, which I live in Delaware, so it is flat, but yeah, we never had flooding like that. So we're gonna make a land drag, and what I have back here right now, I have a little bit of box tubing, a little bit of pipe. I have some channel, but I really didn't want to use channel just so I could keep it light. I'm not sure, I don't really have a whole lot of metal. I threw quite a bit of my metal away actually when we put this building up, and I don't even know if I mentioned this building to you guys, but we have something very, very cool. It's going to be here in 2 weeks from today. I don't know when this video is going to get posted. Hopefully I can bring it home on this trailer. I may have to borrow a bigger trailer to bring it home. That's a little bit of a hint, but yeah, we got that garage there, so we can put something in that won't ruin my concrete floor. That's all I'm going to tell you. Let's get some of this metal, we'll take it inside and get started on a land drag. Here we go. All right, so here's what I got. We have some 1.5-inch galvanized pipe, which that's always good to cut, weld, and work on. We have a piece of channel that's 1.5 inches. Looks like the flange is 1 inch. It looks like a grounding rod, 5/8, and we have some box tubing, 1.5 inches. So this is all 1.5 inch stuff. So that's where we are right now. Let's see what we got and get started. Take you guys with. All right, guys, that piece measured 6 foot 2 inches. So we marked 3 foot 1 inch, and we're getting ready to cut that right now. All right, after cutting them 3 foot 1 inch each, we laid them 5 foot apart, and I think that's going to be plenty wide for my application. So we've gone ahead and we've marked all of these pieces of 1.5 inch galvanized pipe at 5 feet. As you can see, we got 2 of our pipes cut, plus our box tubing. We have one more pipe to cut. I'll take you with. Almost looks like a cattle gate, but we'll make it look a little different. As I said, they're going to get cut in half. So it's actually going to be like a little shovel. I'll probably have one facing forward, one facing down so the dirt will go over it, one facing backwards so maybe it'll lay the dirt underneath of it, and then I believe the last one I'll have it laying with the rounded part down, just to kind of smooth everything out. That's the way I'm figuring. I don't know if that's how it's going to work. We still have a piece of channel and a piece of rod. The rod is just going to be to reinforce it and maybe put my chain on in the middle of it. So, Redneck project, we make it as we go. Here we go, take you on. All right guys, as you can see, I got two grinders out. I have the plasma cutter out. For some reason, the plasma cutter did not want to go through this. And I've been struggling because I've been out of flat blades. Yeah, these are DeWalt cutting blades. So I just ran to Lowe's, I bit the bullet, and if you guys know what these things cost, you'll know how much I have in my hand right now. But yeah, bit the bullet. We're gonna stock up on them. That way we have them when we need them. So we're gonna hang them up, break one of them open, and get started on cutting them pipes in half with the flat blades. Well, that wasn't fun. That wasn't fun at all. Oh boy. Well, that was a valuable lesson learned. Yeah, when you cut that tubing in half, I guess it's the heat that does it. But yeah, it just went every which way. There's no rigidity there. So we're gonna stop there. We're not gonna cut the other two in half. There's no sense in it. We're gonna go pick up some angle iron and throw a couple of pieces of angle in there instead. We may even throw something else in there besides that. I think I am going to put a full pipe at the back, and I'll weld in the channel at the front, but the innards, we're going to have to rethink that because the half pieces are not going to work. What I was figuring on was I was going to keep one kind of like a shovel straight up and down, and then maybe roll one this way so that way the dirt would go up over it, and then even have one halfway this way to kind of smooth out the dirt at the back. But we're going to scrap that idea because that does not have any rigidity. So we're going to rethink it. Here we go. And actually there is one more thing that I want to do to these side pieces. We're going to scribe an angle back through here and cut this wedge out, and then beat this up so they are on an angle. And it's going to be a long angle. It's not going to be like a 45. But yeah, we're just basically going to cut this piece of metal out and then take the bottom piece and roll it up. I'll show you what we got when we're done here. So that's what we got. We're going to cut this little triangle out of here just to give it a little slide angle on the front of the box tubing here. All right, there's what we got so far. All right, just stuck them in the vise and got them a little closer. Now what I'll do is I'll grab a clamp and clamp it, throw a ground clamp on the back, it's hanging right there, and then we got the welder out, we're getting ready to put a bead of weld on there. All right guys, kind of missed a step welding in those two bars. So we got a measurement from the front to the back, the front to the back, the side to the side, the side to the side, and diagonals. And we are perfectly square. Stepping on this corner, that's down on the floor nice and tight. Stepping on this corner, down on the floor nice and tight. Stepping on this corner, nice and tight, but here is the problem. Yeah, from this corner to that corner, we're a little bit out. Yeah, whenever you weld stuff together, I just watched something on YouTube where the guy took 5 different things to 5 different welders and gave them specific plans. You know, it can't be more than an 1/8 inch out. Fireball Tools, I believe, was the YouTube channel that did that video. Man, this is Redneck. If it levels dirt out for me and I don't have to like hit bumps with my lawnmower, we're downtown Leroy Brown. So yeah, we got all that welded together. Now we've got this grounding rod that we've cut in half on a 45. And when I bring this over here, I don't know if I can do this and hold the camera. My God, let's try it. Here we go. I'm just gonna take the camera wherever I need to. Now this is definitely not how it's gonna go, but it's gonna be close. It's gonna go somewhere in that corner and somewhere in this corner. It's not gonna be 4 foot off the ground. But by God, look at there. That angle looks pretty good on that. So I think I'm just gonna hold it like I am right here, not quite that close, and tack that together and then lay it down on the floor and finish welding this up. Well, that's a good sign. I welded my bar on that I'm gonna hook a rope to pull this thing. And believe it or not, step on this corner, nice and tight. 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 Yeah, so far, I think we got something going on. I got to fill this center in with something. I think I'm going to pick up some angle iron. That pipe is not going to work for me. All right, guys, we're going to call it a night. It's a little confusing. I got 4 saw benches underneath there. When I get it on the floor or when I get it outside, you'll see it a little better. Basically what we have is we have an 1.5 inch piece of pipe. We have a T-post. I usually use the T-posts at the end of my firewood runs. This one here, the spade broke off of it, so I sacrificed it for this. I left the teeth up or down further than the 1.5 inch pipe, so hopefully it'll kind of break the soil up before it hits the pipe. We do want to get some angle iron and put in front of that, and somehow we're going to incorporate some rebar to you know, just agitate that dirt a little bit and get it spread out. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet, but yeah, we're getting it. All right, guys, here we are, day 2. We got some thinner angle iron, but it's going to work. I reinforced it with a piece of rebar down the center. I welded on some nuts with a bolt because we realized we've already had this outside, and I realized that I needed a little bit of weight on the front just to help it cut. So I got 2 2-inch solid blocks, put one on this side, put one on that side. It worked great, but from the vibration, they actually slid off the back. So I welded those nuts on there to keep that on. We used a chain on there, and so far it has worked amazing. So we'll take this thing outside, hook it up, and pull it around the yard and show you what it's doing. All right, I'll show you how I'm doing this here. Got a short chain. That's pretty much it right there in a nutshell. Now let's jump on the lawnmower and pull this thing around. Actually, I'll let you right here so you can see me pulling away on it. All right, guys, there is the new drag. Here is the old drag, and you can kind of get a size comparison on that. It does still pile up on the front of the bars. This thing was real bad. I was hoping this would be better, but it does pile up in front of the bar there, so that's just one of those things we're gonna have to deal with. All right, guys, yeah, this was already fairly flat. You can see where it picks up a pile of stuff and drags that with it, but for the most part, it levels it out pretty good.